Today I want to 100% all of MONDSTAD, so that I can get to Liwe soon. I have already completed the Archon and the character quests, so all that's left is exploration. I'll be talking about random stuff in this video while I explore, so you can put this as background noise if you want. First, I will get the chest that I have left. I explored this part in the last episode, so I just need to do the rest. Also, because I'm using the interactive map, I'm going to explore in sections. I will start with the chest, then with the shrines, then the seals, and so on, so that I don't miss anything. Maybe it would be more efficient to do it all at once, but this time I tried to do it like this. So I wanted to talk about some things that I don't really get to in other videos, because they are more focused on story or a specific theme. Basically, I'm going to be talking about my life for a bit. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that these videos are scripted. Like, I'm literally reading from a document. And I don't know if you can notice, but I'm not really good at reading, not even in my mother language. So today, I'm going to try and just have some bullet points and talk about random stuff. Okay, so now I'm talking without a script. Let's see how this goes. So the first thing I wanted to explain is why I have a script in the first place. And it's mainly because I still live with my family and there's almost always someone at home. So I'm a bit too embarrassed to record videos when they are at home. So what I usually do is I record the gameplay and then I make a script of what happened. And then when there's nobody home, then I read it out loud and then I mash it together. But then you say, if English is not your first language, why are you making these videos? Mainly because I want to improve my speaking in English. Like, my mother language is Spanish, not too difficult to find out. But I have been studying English since I was very little, but I've always been shy, so the speaking part hasn't been strong. Also, I'm not good at this thing of being a YouTuber, a VTuber. Hopefully, because I'm starting out. Like, I'm hoping to get better with time, who doesn't? So have a little patience with me. Also, I think I mentioned this before, but these episodes are being recorded like a month or two before you see them, mainly because of time management. I'm still at school and I don't know when I will have time to record. And also I'm a procrastinator and it's something I'm working on. But even when I have time, I don't always feel like recording. So I usually record gameplay and voiceovers way before they get released. This causes, that the events that you see are old, but I am trying to get a closer schedule so that the events are more relevant, but we will see. Also, being a content creator is really time consuming. Like, I didn't realize before starting, but between the gameplay recording, the script, recording the script, then editing it, then making the thumbnail, everything has a long process that, well, maybe with time I will be quicker at, but right now, like for a video, it's a long process. And not only that, then if you are not only on YouTube, then for example you have Instagram and you have to see what's in trend, make the trend, upload the trend, see how it goes. Like, you also have to post consistently and sometimes it feels like a lot. And that's why I already missed a week of uploading a video to YouTube, and it's been a while since I've uploaded something to Instagram. But it's like, if you have school and life, and on top of that you are a content creator, like, it is possible, but it is hard. But also, I am doing this because I would like to make this my job, hopefully. Who wouldn't want to make gaming their job? But that's why, even with all these struggles I'm facing that maybe they are obvious to some people, but I didn't know. Even through all of that, I still want to make videos and make content. Because I think, even with all the work, it's really fun. So moving on from that, I also wanted to talk about a bit of where I got info for this series. I mean, if it's not obvious, well, if you are in the challenge community of Genshin Impact, it's pretty obvious where I got this. Mainly, the creator of these challenges is Java the Cup. I saw his first series when it came out of Swords Only, and it seemed like a really cool concept, but then I didn't want to just copy his idea or make a catalyst only or something like that. I wanted to make something of my own, which you could say not pulling is not that original, but it's something that I always had in my mind, how much resources and primogems and all of this could you save by just having a few characters. think it's a pretty interesting question. Also, there are some other content creators I have been watching throughout this time, but someone that has stuck with me is Kato Deli, which I quite admire because I think English is not her first language too, but she is very good at it. And also she had a very good idea that I might get inspired from in the future, which is like the first character that she pulls, she has to main, and the first 5-star that she gets, she has to main. And I think that's a very new idea in the challenge community of Genshin. So go check her out because I think she had a really good idea and a really good execution too. And also I quite admire her too because I think at the start she was studying and also being a content creator, and she was consistent, which is something that I am struggling with. And her series is something that I also thought of doing, but I thought that maybe when I basically 100% the game, which is really never happening, but one can wish, I might do something like that. Also, talking about this series in specific, I had like a dilemma. I didn't know whether to call it no pulls or no pulling. Like the series in the title is no pulls, but then my account has remained pulling. I just decided to, like, the series official name is no pulls 100%, but my account says no pulling. I think it's staying like this for now. Also, I feel like with all of this of content creation being time consuming, me not having time or, procrastinating all the time, I said the first video I made for Genshin that the next video would be longer. That was a lie. Well, it's like 1 minute longer. But my plan was to make like 10-15 minute episodes, like it's pretty standard in like Genshin videos. But then I found out that doing a 15-minute video is quite long. Like normally when I make my scripts and I divide the gameplay, I usually fall for the like 8, 9, 10 at most minutes, and it's like if I were to put more content, I think it would become like boring, but I don't know, maybe in the future I will try. Well, in fact, this video I think is gonna be pretty long because obviously I'm 100% in a region. It's not something that's quick, like I have hours of gameplay, so I think this video is gonna be quite long, but the next one is probably going to be quite short because it's about the Lantern Rite. So yeah, that being said, I already have all the chests and shrines for MONDSTAD, so let's continue with the series and I will talk some more. While I collect the series, I will be talking about why I want to get to Liyue, mainly because I have already done the MONDSTAD conquest, so it's like the next thing I have to do. But also it's pretty urgent because there's, at the time I was recording this, Lantern Rite was around the corner, and with every Lantern Rite you get a character selector, and I think that's going to be really important for this account, like when they give you character or character selectors, or when they give you a free weapon. I think that's going to be pretty important for this account. I have a limited amount of characters and weapons, so that's pretty like urgent. That's why I'm 100% in this region. I have set for myself to 100% a region before moving on to the next one. But even if I didn't complete all of the region, I think I would have just gone to Liyue either way, and at least to the Lantern Rite. Also, talking about the character selector, for a long time I didn't know who to get because I don't have a Claymore, and the last characters I have to get from the Abyss are Collei and Xiangling, and they are not Claymores. But it's not like I like Claymores, I actually don't like them at all. But for mining and stuff, they are really, good. So for a time I was thinking between Xingqiu, which was a clear selection, or Gaming, which he's Pyro, which is pretty good for this game. And also he's a Claymore. But in the end I said, well, but Gaming is really a DPS, and it's not like right now I need a DPS because I really I have Kaya, and I can in the future maybe I can get Dendro Traveler and do Dendro reactions or something. But ultimately I think I will choose Xingqiu because I think he's the best out of everyone, and also I think it could be good for a freeze or even the Dendro reactions, which I'll never learn the names. So having said that, I have already completed the series, so let's continue with the monuments. Another thing I wanted to talk about is maybe it's better to unlock all the nations first and then go one by one exploring. Like how I'm doing it now, it's I unlock a region, for example MONDSTAD, and I'm not really moving on to Liyue. I went there, but for I needed the MONDSTAD shrine key that you get from going to the Catherine in Liyue, or maybe at most I needed the Amber drops, But like for everything else, I didn't go to Sumeru, I didn't go to Fontaine for Lynette's drops. Like she's still, I think, level 20. So I don't know if it's better to try to unlock as much of the regions as I can. Obviously, I can't go to Inazuma yet. But, you know, for Lynette, it would be good to go to Fontaine. But also, if I start to unlock all of the regions, I think I will get a bit lost because, yes, I can do as I'm doing that right now of unlocking a region and exploring all of it and then moving on to the next one and exploring all of it. But I think it's more satisfying when you don't have anything of the region. Well, I don't know what I was talking about. If you don't know, I am using VTuber Studio for, you know, me moving the character. But because I am poor, I haven't bought the Pro version yet. And like every 5 minutes, it unplugs. And it has never been a problem for me because my voiceovers are usually like around 5 minutes. Or, you know, if I suddenly like lose a tracking, I can like rewind a little bit because I have the script. But right now, I don't know what I was talking about. So yeah, moving on, I have already completed the monuments, so like there weren't that many. So let's complete some time trials now. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you how tough it is to do things with starter characters, you know, mostly when you are under level. Like in the last video, I think it was, I leveled the world twice, which I said as a joke that it wouldn't be a problem, but it really is being a problem because, you know, I think leveling your world twice is not natural, and even like if you had like 5 stars or something, maybe it wouldn't be that bad. But like I am playing with starter characters. I don't even know anything about it. Well, pretty much anything about the starter characters. And also they are very under level. I kept just doing ley lines and not leveling the talents, not leveling the like the extensions. And obviously I'm not doing artifacts. Like it's really tough doing like bosses with my characters or, you know, just beating villagers. So I'm planning on using my resin a bit better. Like even if I can't beat bosses, I might like lower the world level, which could be useful, but as I said, I don't want to spend resin on something that is going to give me less rewards that it could. So yeah, but maybe I will do that. For now, I completed MONDSTAD with underlevel characters and I did not become crazy. So yeah. So having talked about all of this, I'm going to sum up a bit of what I have left. The next thing I did was break some rocks, and then I laid up the torches around MONDSTAD. So the last thing I had to do is get some chests that I didn't before, because either they are like when you collect the carrots and a chest appears, something like that. So we're going to start strong and discuss a little bit my love for shotas. So I think you have noticed by now I love Venti. I haven't shown too much, but I also love Scaramouche. Like he's my favorite character from this game. But like I like almost every anemo boy. How surprising they are emo. I am a gothic cat. I find so interesting the concept of, you know, every anemo boy has lost like a friend or someone. Depressing. You're gonna see me simp a lot for Scaramouche. Like, you remember how I simped for Venti in the Archon quest? Just you wait when I see Scaramouche. Well, getting that out of the way, even though I'm exploring MONDSTAD and I said like 100%, like officially I will 100%, like in the map it says 100%. And also like even if you don't really 100% it, it will also say you have 100% that specific part. But I am doing with the interactive map, so I should be getting all of it, not only what the game considers 100%. But also when I did this, I didn't take into account the recipes or the book or, you know, those little like, I don't know, rings, like gold rings that are around the world. I don't know what they are for, but they exist. Basically because I forgot they existed. But, you know, I am planning on getting them someday. Like eventually I will have to, because there are also like achievements like linked to those things. But for now, we will say I have 100% at MONDSTAD. So off topic, I also want to talk a little bit about other like Hoyoverse games. For now, I just upload Genshin challenges and a little bit of art. But I also think like Stonka Starlet is pretty cool. I have an account that it doesn't have any challenge. In fact, I don't usually play every day because you can guess with 2 accounts, having school, and, you know, being a procrastinator, I have already too much on my plate. But either way, I got into Honkai basically because of the story. It's the same reason why I got into Genshin. But I don't know if it's something with the name Honkai or something, but I played Honkai third like for a while and I left it off when like things got serious. It's a bit sad because the story was getting interesting, but I just eventually lost interest. But for Honkai Star Rail, like it went from 0 to 100 when with Honkai the third it was like a bit more progressive, or that's how I remember it. But this is like, oh well, spoilers by the way, like you didn't realize this. But the first region, yes, like Bronya's mom died or whatever, but she was a bad guy and I didn't really get a connection to her. But then in the Lufo, I think it's called, that region, I didn't quite get the story. Like I think there were some parts that were creepy, but nothing like too serious. Like, and in between I got a bit lost because I left Honkai for a bit and then I came back and I was like, what happened before this? But then we went to this last region, like I think it's the Dreamscape. I really like Robin and I think you know where this is going. Like the twins really remind me of, you know, the Kagamines, like Vocaloid. I don't know, like she's a singer and well, they are twins. And also like I didn't expect all of what happened. You start like pretty strong going to the Dreamscape and like finding out something's wrong and whatever. But then you meet Firefly and it's like, oh, she's kind of cute. I didn't expect to like her because the design isn't really my thing. But then suddenly she just exploded and they almost made me cry when she told us that she was sick or something, like with that beautiful song in the background. And you know, it was quite a short period, but it was more of what the fuck. Like she just exploded. So yeah, that was quite disturbing. But when you thought, well, that was it, and it's starting to get dark, when you thought that was over and we were like, well, let's go back to wholesome and well, suddenly Robin's dead also. And I'm like, excuse me, I haven't even met her quite. So yes, that's pretty what the fuck. But well, I think now they are expanding the story, so we'll see. Like probably they are not dead because at the time of me recording this, they have released like the Merkel trip for Robin. So even if she is dead, she's going to be playable. So whatever, we'll see, I guess. Well, getting that off the way, the last thing I wanted to talk about, that I have a bullet point here, it's my plans to making more like VTuber models. I think this one is pretty cute, like the art, like I'm pretty proud of it. But then the rigging part is not the best. Like if you know this, my rigging is not the best. Mostly I think like the head turning and the mouth really like could be better. So I don't think I'm gonna be changing. Well, I might go back and change it, but I think I would maybe benefit more from making something from scratch, and maybe rather than being a chibi, which I did because I was learning how to rig for the first time, I could make like a full body like my normal persona. But you know, I plan on doing that, but I don't know when I will. Because like if I'm already like too much work now, I can imagine like on top of school, editing, making videos, and you know, being active on other social media, I have to on top of that make another model, which takes a long time and a lot of learning and a lot of frustration. So you know, I am planning on doing it, but don't expect it too soon. That's all the topics I had to talk about in this video. So you know, I hope I didn't bore you with my, you know, life. But with all of the chests, all of the shrines, everything completed, we don't talk about the recipes and the book. MONDSTAD is officially 100%. After all of that exploring, I ended up with 8,390 Primogems, 6 intertwined fates, and 37 acquainted fates. Also, I reached AR 34. You sure get a lot of Primogems and AR XP by just 100%ing a region. So in the next video, now that I have 100%ed MONDSTAD, I will be going to Liwa so that we can start with the Lantern Rite and eventually complete the Archon quest. And that's all from me. Sayon Yan!